It's 8 a.m, 1 hour before the official opening to the public of the Pioneer Village annual fair. And around the village park, the volunteers are busy making final preparations to make sure everything's ready for the public. Stall holders are still erecting their stalls. Once they have the stalls erected, of course, it's time to put out the goodies that are going to be sold during the day of the Pioneer Village Fair. Up at the rear of the village, they're preparing the tractors for the day's demonstrations. Pioneer Village has a large selection of tractors that date back to the early 1900s. And before the public arrive, it's time to fuel them up, start them up, and take the odd one or two out into the paddock for a bit of a test run. Over in the machinery department, one of the feature attractions of the day is this old wagonised motor from the early 1900s. It runs on kerosene, and today it's been hooked up with a belt drive to drive this early 20th century hay baler. And the hay goes in and the hay comes out, and of course a few little extra tickle-ups to get everything right for when the public arrive. "9 o'clock and the first of the punters have arrived on the scene. Tickets at the gate, please." And the lovely ladies at the gate give instructions on how to put your ticket in for the lucky draw, also how to buy tickets in the raffle. Then it's off to check the goodies on the stands, or if you like, you can go and have a look at some of the static displays. And there's some beauties on those. A 1932 Chevrolet, brought in for the day by one of the local farmers. And if you really want to see something quite unusual and quite interesting, why not check out this homemade bulldozer, which a farmer made himself. It was once a General Grant World War I tank. Up in the wool shed, well, the lower half's being used for a market area today, but the shearer is on site. During the course of the day, he'll shear off about 25 sheep that have been donated by a local farmer. Once the fleece is taken off of the sheep's back, a bit of inspection of the fleeces as they come off the sheep, bit of check for quality, and then it's off to the wool press to bale the fleece up into a transportable bale. Good old-fashioned manpower presses the wool down into the bale on the bottom half of the press. Once that's completed, it's time to flip back the top and take out the press plate and check that everything is in order. Using a special tool, the top's stapled. Seal the top off to make sure the wool's going to stay in the bale. And then it's time to open the door and drop the bale out on the floor. Up in the backyard, the tractors are underway with their displays. Most of them are towing farm implements, and we even have some volunteer farmers showing how the old hand plough used to work, amongst the other tractors and implements that are ploughing up the backfield on an annual basis. If you fancy a bit of lunch, well, the cafeteria area is alive and well. You can grab yourself some smokos, some sandwiches, some coffee, and you can sit back and relax to the sounds of an early 1900s Nelson pianola. For the kids it's fun as well. The local fireys have brought in the miniature fire engine, Little Squirt, and they're giving rides around the site all day long, and there's no shortage of kids to fill up the seats. Or, if you like, the kids can have their faces decorated up in the woolshed. One of the main attractions of the day is the tractor balance. And the object of the manoeuvre is to drive the tractor onto the pivoted platform and as quickly as possible get it balanced on the pivot. Once the tractor enters the platform, the timer starts and the driver just keeps shuffling and shuffling and shuffling some more until the tractor is balanced on the pivot on the platform. The record time for the day was 18 seconds. This guy didn't quite make it that quick.
35 seconds, 35 seconds for the Chamberlain, 35 seconds.
The final event of the day, after the drawing of the raffles and the giving out of the prizes and awards, is the annual fashion parade. And this year it's a day at the races, featuring modern fashions, plus a whole selection of fashions that were worn by local ladies to the Emerald Grace meetings.
Today as well, which belongs to Cat also.